Right, so I just thought I'd do a kind of mini review video on the Scope Artech series of wheels. I have had the Artech 6s on my own SL8 now for a few months, and as a 91 kilo guy, because, you know, I'd say I'm a sprinter, not that I race anymore, but you know, I can go north of 1500 watts, 91 kilos. I'm quite good at testing things, or should I say breaking things. So yeah, I got these, a good few months ago now. I've done all sorts of riding. I've tried to break them, if I'm being honest, bunny hopping, you know, not riding really away from potholes, just to kind of see, you know, on paper they're too good to be true. You know, this is 1245 grams without rim tape. Wrapped up adds about 25-30 grams, so you're around 1270 with tape. 65 mil deep, like that's climbing wheel weight on a fully aero wheel set. Carbon spokes, they're 23 ID hooked, 31 OD, so they're perfect for kind of larger volume 28 mil to 30 mil tyres. Obviously they've got the fish scale design on them, which has tested very, very fast in the wind tunnel, both with the Scope R&D team and in independent testing. I think it was Cycling Weekly or Cycling News or someone did a test recently, and these came out fastest at 30, fastest at 40, and second fastest at 50 kilometers an hour in the tunnel. Just, you know, losing out to the new Synchro SL aeros, the 60 mil wheels from Scott Synchros. But yeah, I mean, they're phenomenal. I love the design. I love the 3D printed hubs. I think they're exceptional. They've got something called perfect preload on, which is when they're not on the bike, you've got a bit of play. Lateral play in a wheel is not great normally, but as you torque up the axles, it essentially takes the play out and gives you a perfect preload. So once these are torqued up to, say, 12 Newton meters on the bike, they spin for eternity. And yeah, they sound pretty awesome. Obviously, you know, ratchet hubs, quite noisy. You can throw a bit more grease in there if you want to quiet it down a bit, but I backpedal to let people know I'm there rather than ringing a bell. And yeah, I mean, essentially they're too good on paper, and that's why I wanted them to start with. You know, I've had lots of expensive wheel sets. These are 3.5 grand, so by no means are they cheap. But you know, I've had custom envies on Tactic and NTN hubs, Princeton Carbon Works on Tactic hubs, lightweights, Campags, Zips, like Rovals, obviously. Yeah, lots of different brands, but these are staying on my bike. I'm not being paid, by the way, for any of this. I bought these wheels. This is my review. I get a lot of people on Instagram kind of always asking me what the best components are, be it wheels, saddle, cockpit. Without being a dick, if it's on my bike, I think it's the best. Why would I run anything that I don't believe it to be the best? So yeah, these are on my bike. They're staying on there, on the crux down there. I've got a set of these coming. I don't know if it's public knowledge or not, but there's a gravel set coming out. They're not hooked, they're hookless. But carbon spokes, you know, super light rims, 3D printed hubs. You know, I thought they'd break on that, they haven't. They should break on that. I doubt they will, but I'll try my best, keep you updated. And they've got some other goodies in the pipeline coming out for the time trial and try guys in a few months. Don't know if I should be saying this or not, but it's good to build up the hype, I guess. But yeah, these have been absolutely exceptional. What I think at the minute is the GOAT wheel set. You know, it's hooked, it's easy to work on. You can adjust the spokes. You know, if you snap a spoke, for instance, you don't have a sealed rim bed, so you're not trying to get it through one little hole, you know, the nipple or whatever's broken in there. You can just pull the rim tape back, bang, new spoke straight in, easy peasy. You know, the same for truing them in the stand if you need to. Super easy. They give you a toolkit that comes with the wheels that you can do it with. Yeah, they're exceptional. As I said, this my ones have the standard scope bearings as well, not the ceramic speed. If I'm being perfectly honest, you don't need ceramic speed bearings in these wheels because they spin that well from factory with the stainless bearings. What else? What else can I say about them? Yeah, they're mega. I've been running them with, I had the Envy Race Day 29mm tyres on there. They came out to about 31.5mm. But obviously that's a summer tyre. The roads at the minute out here, I've now put on the Conti 28mm TTTR. I know it's called a TT tyre, but I've had no problems running those all year round. If you remember when the STRs first came out, they were about 250 grams, and now they're all up at 285, whereas these TTTRs are all around 250 grams. So I don't know if they've just shifted the STR up and stuck this, you know, as a lightweight model and called it a TT. But they've been mega. They come out at 30.5. So obviously these having, as I said earlier, a 31mm outer diameter, 30.5, that's literally a perfect transition from that front of the tyre down to 30.5, down to 31 on the wheel. You know, you don't have any light bulbs, or you don't have any too pointier tyre than you might get with like a 25mm on this. Yeah, I've had no problems. I've had no durability problems. I've had no, you know, crap getting into the bearings. These have rubber O-rings behind the end caps as well to help with, you know, keeping the water out. I saw some stuff this week on the internet. Someone had a set of these, rode in some really crap conditions with salt and water and grime, left the wheels, and then there was this white dots essentially all over the wheels. They said it was rotten, but I spoke to the guys at Scope and they replied immediately just saying it's literally just because it's salty crap that's been left to dry on a wheel, and when salt dries it goes white. I checked mine. I actually had a little bit on mine. I got some baby wipes, wiped the wheel, and it went immediately. Obviously you could just use water and a microfiber cloth, but I just had some baby wipes on the side. So yeah, I've got absolutely zero issues or concerns or complaints about these wheels. They handle wind phenomenally. I've had some deep section wheels around this depth, NV56s, 7.8s, just spring to mind. They were quite snappy in wind. You know, like you run along, say if you had one hand off and you got a gust, it was quite an aggressive snap. You feel the wind on these, but nothing like what I would consider a 65mm wheel to, you know, feel like. It probably feels like a 45mm wheel. But it's very progressive as well. It's not snappy. It kind of like loads the wheel up and you can control it very easily. I think that's it. Covered everything, haven't I? Done the dimensions, said how much they are, 3.5 grand. So they're not, you know, they're not 5 grand, which a lot of wheels are now. You know, spare parts are readily available. They're easy to work on. You don't have to send them back for 2 months, you know, like some of these top end wheels, if something snaps. Everything's replaceable. So I guess from like an ESG kind of side, you know, sustainability, that's good, I guess. You're not binning full free hub bodies like some brands, or, you know, your carbon footprint, you know, for shipping a set of wheels back to Australia or somewhere like that. If you're in the UK, obviously that's not great. Yeah, I'd say, actually no, I've got one gripe. It's the Scope decals. So you've got your valve there, so let's say you're 12 and you're 6. I would have liked these to have been at 9 and 3. I don't know why they're like that, and that annoys my OCD a little bit, but yeah, fully recommend these. I've bought as many pairs as I can get. There is a lead time on them of a few months at the minute, for good reason. They take, you know, a while to build and everybody wants them. So yeah, I said I've got a few pairs coming for some mates, for some clients and for myself. And I'm just going to continue to drip feed these in, because until something goes wrong, there's no better wheel out there in my eyes. You know, there's some great Chinese brands out there, Craft, etc., which you can get for pretty much half the price as these, but You know, they're light, they're, you know, they've got good, you know, dimensions and profiles, but I've had a couple of pairs in with snapped hubs and, you know, crap bearings, and I don't know. If you've got a 15 grand bike, I'm sure you can afford a 3.5 grand set of wheels. If you want to or not, that's up to you, but yeah. Great as well, great noise. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. I hope that was 10 minutes of your life not wasted, but yeah, scope Artech wheels, get involved.